Hello, this is Chris Heasley with the Chris Heasley Radio Show. We're at a pivotal point in the state of Texas in the Houston metropolitan area. The Houston area is a hyper economy. It is booming in epic proportions, and it's incredible. The state of this economy is at such a state that, I really believe that on this side of the planet, the Houston metropolitan area may be the greatest economy on this half of the planet. I sometimes think it's only second to Hong Kong. I don't know that, but I know that this town is booming, and it's incredible because it's great for our careers. It's great for investment opportunity, growth, and that's the reason I came to Houston because, I've lived in a lot of towns that are rusted out and really, sort of on the downturn. And I really wanted something that was in a growth mode, and it is growing like mad in Houston, Texas. So it's really a great thing. But one of the things about Houston is that as we grow and we expand, the metropolitan area of Houston continues to gobble up country farmlands. And in this great story of economic development, there is one community that's being lost, and it is the incredible history of our farm towns, our small farm towns in Houston. And that's all Houston used to be, was farm towns everywhere. And one after another, they get gobbled up in these suburban enclaves, these commercial zones. And it's getting to a point where it might be too much. And so, what happens when it's time to take another country farm town, the first thing that comes in is the toll road authority or the county commissioner's court that comes in with one more road development. They're going to build a thoroughfare through your farm town. And when that happens, all the franchise businesses, all the development comes, and it's no longer a farm town. It's now Suburbia USA. And so, so that's the issue, is that we continue to eat up these small country farm towns. A lot of people are being left in the dust. And there's really two sides to this argument, because on the one side, right, we don't want to lose our farm towns any longer. But at the same time, there's pressure on those country towns on each side because the development's coming, and it's coming. And they're putting all that stress on those small farm roads. And so, it's a really difficult spot that we're in. And it's something, and once we make the move and turn one more farm town into suburbia, you can never go back. And so that's where we're at, a really difficult time. And of course, tonight's show is about Fort Bend County, Texas. And in Fort Bend, there is one more farm town on the brink of extinction. And it is Fairchild, Texas, the village of Fairchild. It's a small town. We're going to talk about it in just a minute, give you all the details on Fairchild, Texas. But essentially, it's been targeted by the Fort Bend County Toll Road Authority for eminent domain acquisition to build one big road through that farm town and displace a lot of farmland. And you know what happens after that. The farmland eventually goes away when the builders come in and that sort. There's nobody speaking up for these farming communities. The builders, they have tons of money. They have all the money they need to get these projects done. You got the county commissioner's court. They're always in favor of it because the more growth and development, they see that as a resume builder for them. And that means that it sort of pads their campaign contributions down the road. County commissioner's courts always wants development. Builders want development. Engineering firms want development. Everybody wants development except for those lifelong families that have lived in those towns for generations. Those people who raised their families in those farmhouses and the families before them, and so on and so forth. Small town USA, and small town USA is really the heart of our country. So we really are at a difficult time, and so we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Fairchild, Texas, and what's going on there. It is a big time clash because a decision's got to be made, and potentially some people are going to get really hurt. And with that being said, we have two of our guests in the show, two residents of Fairchild, Texas. Jennifer Scanlon. Hi. Jennifer, how are you doing tonight?
I'm a little nervous, but otherwise I'm doing okay.
Good, yeah. Good. And Pam
Moss.
Pam Moss.
Yes.
Very good to meet you, too.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. So I want to start out, and if you ladies could please tell me about Fairchild County, Texas. Where is it located? What's the population? What's the exciting things to do in Fairchild County, Texas? Probably the county fair and the Friday night football, nothing more than that.
Yeah, that's part of that.
But yeah, tell us a little bit about that town.
Okay, Fairchild, Texas. We knew about always known about Fairchilds because we'd all lived out in the suburbia anyway, and you had to go through Fairchilds to get to Rosenberg, to get to Sugarland, to get to Sharpstown. Okay, that's a quick version of that.
And Sugarland and Sharpstown are big cities.
Yeah,
right.
Right. They are.
And you guys are the small country.
Small town. Still kind of, and I will say, if you say you're from Fairchilds, what's the first thing they say? I remember going to the dance hall. And like I say, it's granted, it's the concrete's still there. The foundation is still there.
The farm town I'm from would have the chicken roast at the fire hall. Do they do that there?
We have our great fire department. We do. We've thank gosh we've got that. And yes, they still have their fundraisers, and Fairchild supports Needville. Needville supports Fairchild. Now we've got Damon. So all the little, farming communities all support one another, and most of the people that do the cooking are the KCs, and they're delicious cooks. So everybody comes out, and supports that.
Any idea how big is the population?
For the area of Fairchilds, Jenny, is about 300 and something.
323 households.
Oh, goodness.
Households.
Yeah. It's big,
So-
and that doesn't sound like very much, but it really is. I mean, everybody knows everybody, and we have a tire store. I mean, Mark's dad started. I mean, it's just
How long have
everything.
you lived there?
I have been there for 46 years.
Goodness gracious. What about yourself?
I'm a newbie. I didn't move out here until 2017.
Okay.
So,
But you got seniority in this room.
Yes, I do.
yeah.
In one way or another. Yes, I've lived long enough to have seniority.
Well, I mean, small town, 300 residents.
Well, 323 households. So
Okay.
residents based
than
off
1,000.
of paper,
Yeah.
less than 1,000,
Yeah.
about 900,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know, when the county officials lay out the map, they're like, that's easy business because there's only 300 homes there.
Right,
No one's
right.
going to be able to muster up a strong enough defense. So I think you become vulnerable, which is
Absolutely.
probably the story of all these Texas country
Sure.
towns that we're losing.
Sure.
Yeah, they hadn't met me yet, though.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Good. Okay, so tell me, I understand that you first found out about this in May, just a few months ago. Tell me about what happened.
early May 14th, I believe it was, a neighbor just happened to tell me, we had a meeting tonight with the mayor. There's a toll road coming through, and it's going to take our property.
Who's your mayor?
Mayor Lance Bertolino.
Lance Bertolino.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And literally didn't even know what to say to it. So the next day we went to the council meeting. They spoke a little bit about that, gave us a couple, pieces of paper here, and again, nobody knew about this.
You went to what meeting?
the Village of Fairchild's council meeting.
And they didn't have much information?
Pretty much what they told us was there's a toll road coming through. There's no stopping it. It's going to be one of these two routes. But this route is no longer on. It was going to be three routes. This route's no longer on the table. So now we're looking at these two routes.
Why would they say there's no stopping it? I mean, don't the
Well-
citizens of the country have a say in our governmental affairs?
I don't think our mayor believes that.
Wouldn't the appropriate response is we want to get your feedback?
You would think.
Yeah, you would think.
Not you come in and your elected officials tell you you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Tough business, hand to the
Right.
face.
Yeah, and then they went so far to even say this is the route that we want, even though they knew that we were fighting against it. And they still, and this just recently happened, they still on camera said, nope, we're not going to go your way, we're going to go our way.
Okay, slow down one thing at a
Okay,
time. So they
sorry.
told you, they immediately put in your minds a sense of defeat. You can't fight City Hall, don't even try.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
These are your elected officials. They live in your neighborhoods. You see them at the bus stop. You see them at the grocery store. You see them when they're filling up gas.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't muster up any sort of a defense or even listen to your opinion in this matter.
Correct.
Okay. So now tell me that second point.
Well, the next day, since they're not telling people, I did. That's when I took the maps they gave
Good
us,
for you.
and I just started shooting out all over Facebook, any social media, texting people, emailing.
And your council did not do any of this.
No.
How did you find out about this again?
My neighbor across the street.
You found out it from word to mouth, and your elected officials didn't make any public announcement. What is their job? Is their job not to represent the people?
Well, they will actually say they volunteered.
You got a freeway coming through your town. It's going to turn the town over, upside down. Never happened in the 100-year plus history of Fairchilds. And your county officials don't tell you about it. And then when you show up to talk about it, they say, stuff it.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Correct.
The first post that I ever saw on Facebook, because they didn't have a website, they only used Facebook. So the first post they ever did about this was about an hour after my post started going all the way around Needville, and that's when they're like, "Oh, we better post this." So they started posting.
So
stuff.
now. They're like, oh crap, the ship's taking on water. Let's patch it up.
Yeah.
But that's not a solution.
No.
Wouldn't the response be, goodness gracious, I got it wrong, guys. I apologize. I didn't think this through. Let's have a town meeting and we can then, wouldn't that be like the right thing to do? But they didn't do that. What did they do?
Well, they start saying that incorrect information is being passed around.
Oh, okay.
Then they actually blocked comments on their Facebook. We would make comments and they blocked us.
I can't take this anymore. I mean, these governments are so ignorant. So what they do after everything I've already described, then they belittle, they accuse the residents that have an issue of this of being liars. This council, F.
Right.
My goodness, go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, this is irate. I apologize for getting so upset. We're taking these towns. I'm not taking a position on that. I'm taking a position on the fact, the demeanor of your council, that they can't even take a phone call on this matter.
Oh, they took our phone calls, but they did nothing with it.
Yeah.
They, we were speaking to deaf ears, pretty much.
Okay, so what was the thing they did to get in front of it again, the announcement that they did? They said misinformation and what else?
Well, they made those comments misinformation, and then they're telling everybody, we're not the ones doing this toll road. This is just a toll road. We have the best interest of Fairchild, blah blah blah. We're gonna plan a town hall, which took them.
Well, now we're getting onto something.
They didn't do the town hall until July. But they finally did the town hall.
And 60 days later.
Yeah, and at the town hall,
Real quick, did you put out any misinformation? They accused you of that, did they?
No.
Okay.
No, actually, let
Because
me back
everything
up.
you brought tonight is maps,
Right.
Yeah.
data, public
It's
announcements,
all public record.
Yeah.
public
That's what
record
we-
information.
Correct.
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
and what I'll do, I'll back up real quick. After we started pumping stuff out on Facebook, Pam and another neighbor of ours went to the first Fort Bend County Toll Road Board meeting that we could go to after this was announced, and found out that the mayor told us that the Fairchild Creek route was out, that it was no longer an option. Well, when they went to the toll road, it was still an option.
Okay, now hold on a second. We're going to jumping a little bit ahead. I want to hear about that.
Okay.
But okay, so they came out and they said we're going to do a town hall meeting, correct? And how did that go?
Well, it's I'm going to be jumping ahead on a lot of other stuff, but a lot of people didn't even know about the town hall meeting, first of all. One lady I remember said, I want to know why I didn't know about this until I saw it on ABC 13 tonight.
Exactly.
Well, one of our councilmen said, this is a volunteer job. We have lives. We're busy. And that's when I stood up and I said, excuse me, I have a full-time job. I have a family. I didn't volunteer for your job, but I have gone door to door for the past month. I've passed out hundreds of flyers.
It is no
and all that.
excuse. It is a volunteer
Exactly.
job. Therefore, we will not fulfill our duties of informing.
Exactly.
In
Exactly.
today's hyper communications world, they can't drop a memo and post it on the public page.
Exactly.
Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the mayor turned around and said, fair point. But that's what we've done, though. I've printed out thousands, because we ended up doing a petition, which we'll jump back to that, but I printed out hundreds of those. When we found out about the town hall, I went ahead and made a sheet showing that a town hall was coming up, and I know it's somewhere in here. I actually printed this out, and I went door to door, handed it to people to make sure that they knew.
So Jennifer, not the town council,
Correct.
put this out, noticed that a town hall is coming. So in other words, they announce a town hall
On
but then
Facebook.
don't really promote it. Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct. Oh, correct.
Yeah, right. Town hall that no one shows up at isn't really a town hall.
And you also have to
Right.
remember, there's a lot of people within Fairchild's that don't do social media. People my age don't do social media. But then one of the gentlemen that showed up at this the meeting, the town hall that night, he didn't even have email. He didn't get on the internet. He saw it on ABC 13. So they're only posting stuff on Facebook. They're not posting even on an internet. So it's like they're not putting it in a newspaper. They know.
But did they
Yeah.
post about the town hall meeting or not?
They did post on Facebook that they're going to have the town hall
Okay.
meeting.
All right, then
But
I got to
that-
retract that comment because
Yeah.
they got the word out.
So,
Am I right or wrong?
well, they got the word out to anybody that happens to be on Facebook and get onto their page to find it.
Right.
And so but I knew that you might reach 20 people. So that's when I just started. I pounded it
I
out.
got you.
Yeah. So, and like I said, there's people at the town hall that said, why didn't I know about this until I saw it on ABC 13 tonight? And then another lady was like, well, they sent me a mailer. And I turned around and go, no, they didn't. I put that in your mailbox. So luckily.
They did a very inadequate job. Limited.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good. Very good word. Limited job of getting the word out. Okay. So,
correct.
okay.
No, but that's pretty much it.
So what happened at the town hall meeting?
They did the whole, this is what's coming. They tried to sell it as if it goes down the Fairchild Creek side, that it's just going to go right through Fairchild's and we're not going to benefit from it. If it goes down Sensic, we're going to, there's a potential for you guys to sell for commercial.
Asking, so citizens have no say, like, hey, we're going to run this through your town. And I don't get that. I mean, is there something here I don't know? Because my first thought would be, no, I'm not just going to give you a green light.
Oh, exactly.
To turn over my town.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people spoke back and they listened, but
they have no fight in it.
But they obviously didn't listen.
Yeah.
Because they're not. I mean, because we even asked them, why aren't you signing our petition to try to get it out of Big Creek? And I think his words, not verbatim, was pretty much saying, well, actually, the mayor did say, I don't have to answer that question because I could have my personal reasons, but. And then he kind of said it's a lost cause. That's why they won't sign our petition.
Okay, so real quick. So you want to talk about the petition or you want to talk about the routes or what? Tell me about the petition. Tell me about the petition.
The petition, we did it on change.org. It was to try to get Fort Bend County Toll Road to move it north of Big Creek where it would take nobody's homes.
Okay, so now let's pull up the map, right?
Okay.
So we're going to show this map here. And this one at the top, I'm sorry.
Was the Big Creek.
Yeah.
That
this
was the
one's
one
Big
we
Creek.
wanted.
That's the one
that would go through George Ranch, which is, I understand it, a private foundation that owns a whole lot of farmlands.
Correct.
So nobody's home would be displaced if it went through Big Creek.
Correct.
Okay.
If it went north of
and
Big
down
Creek,
here's Pensick Road. This is the one where they take 10 homes in Fairchild, Texas.
Yeah.
And I know what people are going to think. They're going to think, oh, it's only 10 homes. No, it's not. It's 10 American lives.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
I think it's more than that, but I think the numbers are wrong. But
what are
that's
the
just
numbers? Do you know what it is?
Well, they say it's 10.
Uh-huh.
I feel like it's more than that.
Like, how much do you think it is? And I won't hold you to your rough estimate that you think it might be.
Well, what's funny is originally they said displacement's 28. In 2024, on this paperwork, it says displacements for Sensic is 28. So
what are you looking at that says it was 28 homes?
This was a presentation done by BGE KCI to Fort Bend County Toll Road back on August 19th.
And that's an engineering firm or something
Correct.
like that?
That's their engineering firm.
Okay, so a private engineering consulting firm put together a report saying that it would be 28 homes that would be taken if the Pensick Road option would happen.
Correct.
And Pensick Road is the option that's sort of like, kind of like steaming, rolling through this town right now. It's sort of like staring these people down. It's the one that has the most momentum right now. But again, the citizens, I think, I'm not going to speak for the citizens, but this one here, nobody gets displaced. And it goes through the George Ranch farmlands that's owned by a foundation, as I understand it. Okay, go ahead, keep talking. So tell me about it.
Well, you said you didn't want to speak for the for the citizens, but I can tell you we have almost 3,000 signatures and over 500 people, at least over 500 signatures, are Fairchild residents.
And what are they signing?
Wanting to go north of Big Creek.
This one here.
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
take
so the
toll
people
road out
of
of
Fairchild, as I understand it, have spoken, and they want this route right here.
Correct.
So when they take that to their council, what does the council say?
The council said that it's a lost cause, so they wouldn't sign our petition.
So there's an obvious disconnect between the council and the people of that town.
Yeah.
Okay, why would the council say that?
In my opinion, our mayor is the manager of Weston Homes, who is a
Real quick,
developer.
what's your mayor's name?
Lance Bertolino.
Lance Bertolino, the mayor of Village of Fairchilds, and he is also what?
The manager of Weston Homes, that is a developer within, or a home builder, I'm sorry, within the Austin Point development, which is right down Booth Line, not far from Sensic.
Okay, he's the manager of a development company that is where?
He's a manager of Weston Homes, a builder, which is building inside Austin Point, which is a new huge community that they're building partially off of Booth Line, which if you're looking at that map there, it's on your left, the road on your left.
My left, this one here?
Yeah, correct.
And I apologize because In the camera, everything's backwards. So I know my left
It's a
versus
mirror.
right,
Yeah,
but not here.
yeah.
Okay, so where's it at?
So that street going up and down, like you see the roads are crossing across them. Here, I'll actually show you on my copy of the map.
Mm-hmm.
This is Booth Line, right here.
Okay, real quick, can you point it to the camera yourself? Camera's right here.
Okay.
Now show us.
Okay, so this is Booth
Bring it
Line.
more in the camera. Look at the screen and bring it more in the camera.
Okay.
Our high-tech facility here.
you
Okay, go
go?
ahead. No, you got it now. That's good. That's
Okay,
good.
so that's Booth Line.
Okay, real quick. And on this map, Booth Line is like
There,
right
almost
here.
there. Yeah, right in there. Yes,
right
sir.
there.
Okay, right there.
And right-
it's going north-south, sort of.
Correct.
North, somewhat.
And if you look right here where Big Creek is, on that side of Booth Line, let me make sure I'm looking at it
You
correctly.
got it, Jen.
Okay, this whole area up here is going to be Austin Point.
Okay.
Okay, so it's right around the corner from us.
Austin Point's up here.
Correct. So it's
Uh-huh.
right around the corner from us. And actually, go back on your map. Austin Point's on this side of Booth Line, but north of the creek. Okay, there you go. Right where your finger is.
Right here, this finger.
Yeah, right there. That's
there.
going to be
Okay,
Austin
so
Point.
Austin Point. So the mayor's the manager of a development firm of Weston Homes, a builder that has a development right here. And so why would the Pensick Road, this blue
Way
road,
down
why would
there?
that be the best? Why would that be something that he would may be interested in?
Well, by law, since there's a road already there, if they build a toll road, they have to have feeder roads. If they have feeder roads, here comes commercial.
Okay.
So we are now HEB and Walmart and everything
Yeah.
for Austin Point, and they don't have to drive all the way to Richmond now. They can just take a left, then take a quick right, and they can go to Ross. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yep.
So it helps his suburban development.
oh yeah,
Correct.
and it and if,
Has he been? Go ahead, please. Mhm.
oh I was gonna say, and if, obviously his checkbook too.
Yeah.
So
Has he been confronted on that matter?
oh, several times,
At
and
the
his
town hall,
his
yeah.
answer is, I don't work for Austin Point, and I am a manager of Weston Homes. That's a builder in there, and I'm not even going to be in Austin Point. Which I have screenshots of his own Facebook. With him at the Austin Point launch party. He's standing next to an Austin Point little statue. On his Facebook, it used to say that he was within the Austin Point development. He's promoting selling homes in Austin Point. So if he's not working with Austin Point, then why are you promoting all this stuff and going to their lunch party? And, so it's just 100%
Okay.
my eyes.
Conflict
Conflict
of
of
interest.
Okay, let's take his answer. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's look. My business matters are nothing to do with this. Okay, then my question to him. Okay, then what is the reason that you're not supporting this route,
The Big Creek, that big
the Big
white
Creek
line.
route right here? Why is Pensick Road, the blue route, your favorite? Like, why? What's he say when you confront him with that? What's his reasoning?
The feeders.
The feeders.
It's a bigger road.
He says when it comes to
gonna be
when it comes to the route that we wanted, he just kept saying it's a lost cause. It's not going to happen. So he wasn't going to waste his time.
And what's his
fighting it.
reason for saying it's the lost cause?
He didn't really give a reason. So I'm going to assume it would be because it's going to cost too much money, and Fort Bend County Toll Road's not going to agree to spend that much more. So, but when it comes to the other two, between Sensic and then the Creek route, which was already approved by Fort Bend County in 2024. His reasoning is the Creek route won't have feeder roads, so it's just going to go through Fairchild, and nobody's going to be able to get off. So how are we going to grow from it?
So his interests are development. Then he's
Yes.
he's pretty
Absolutely.
straightforward.
Oh yeah. I mean, he won't. It's like, if I videotape our council meetings now. So last month I videotaped it, and they split the agenda items up. So at the beginning of the agenda, or he's like sitting there saying, "No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this," and then in different agenda down the line, he says pretty much exactly the opposite of what he just said in different words regarding something else. And it's like, wait, do you not want commercial? Do you really care about our community, or do you want commercial? Because it's you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. So, and that's why I'm documenting it on video.
He's in
now.
a pickle.
Oh yeah,
Yes, he
He's in a
is.
pickle.
Yeah. I know
because
he
he
doesn't
wants
like me.
commercial, but he knows if he puts that out there, he's gonna get it razzing from his constituents.
Yeah.
How did this guy get elected?
He didn't.
He is the mayor.
Correct.
Mayors get elected.
To my understanding, nobody was running. So since nobody was running, he was like, "Okay, I'll be mayor," and then they swore him in.
Okay,
Yeah,
so he stepped into a vacant position.
correct. And I believe a few of our aldermen, if not all of them, I can't say for sure if all of them, but at least a couple of our aldermen, it was the same thing. They didn't get elected.
Okay,
either.
what's the position of your alderman on this matter?
Out of the 4 that showed up last month, 3 of them votes with the mayor. They want the commercial development. The other alderman, he actually stood up and said, "No, I think we should allow our residents to vote on this. I don't feel right making a decision for the whole
Yeah.
community."
Yeah.
So, he
Brave enough to
yeah.
say
Okay,
that,
so
yeah.
real quick, if a vote happened, it's not necessarily like if you vote, clearly you're going to vote for this one, right? Hey, you're going to vote for that one.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that one's going to happen, correct?
Correct.
But it sends. But what's the value is what? Just sending a statement to the toll road authority?
Correct. And this toll road looks at it as a government entity who is speaking for their people. And we actually just dealt with that last night. So, but that's where the fight comes in. There is now we're having
Real quick,
to,
the toll road looks at. I'm sorry, one more time. Who is speaking for? Who? I'm sorry. Repeat that sentence.
the toll road looks at the mayor and the council
As the mouthpiece of the
as the
of
mouthpiece
this community.
for us. So, and because they were told that the Fort Bend County Toll Road was told, the end of last year when our mayor put a stop to their Fairchild Creek route, that they were going to speak with the towns, talk with the residents to get their feedback. Well, they didn't start talking. Well, if they started talking at all, if you want to say that, until May. And it's like, and for the last few months, every time at a Fort Bend County board meeting, one of the board members would say, "Didn't we already vote on this?" And the director would be like, "Well, yeah, but we're giving time for Fairchilds to speak to their residents." And it's like, he spoke to us, but he didn't listen.
When you say he, who are you referring to?
The mayor. So it's like,
So the toll road authority is saying we're waiting for feedback from the town, which would come from the mayor, and the mayor's not getting the proper communication.
yeah, he's getting the feedback. He's not passing on the
Right.
feedback.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
that's exactly what he did last month.
Right.
So
Right. Okay. So 3 of the aldermen voted against voting, correct?
correct.
Why would they do that?
Well, one of them works for a commercial development company.
Okay.
The other one, I don't believe he works in something to like.
Who works for a commercial development company?
Chris Stallings.
Okay.
And then you have our mayor pro tem, which is Matt Chastain, but he works for like an environmental. He owns an environmental type company who actually, it's called Compass, and they actually was hired by Fort Bend County Toll Road to work on this project. Maybe not our section of it, but a section of this project. So to me, that's still also kind of a conflict of interest.
Right.
Okay, I
And-
want to give one quick shout out to our one company, our featured company, which is let me find it here, the X39 patch. So Maria is a woman up in Dallas, and in 2008, she was in her shower and she fell. She hit the back of her head on the soap dish that comes out from the wall, the ceramic soap dish. She hit her head hard, real bad. And that was in 2008. Every day since then, she's had massive headaches. No matter what kind of medication she gets, these headaches come and they keep coming. And so recently, she began using the X39 patch, okay? And after using this patch, literally within 2 days, the headaches went away. It's amazing. What this patch is, your body emits light. This is not really known because we've replaced natural medicine with pharmaceutical medicines. But the truth is your body emits light. And what this patch does, it reflects the light back into your body and it stimulates your stem cells. And it gives an overall healing ability of your body, okay? So stem cells, what are stem cells? You hear about the pro athletes. When they get injured, they have stem cells injected in them. They pull them from aborted fetuses. It's really gross and disgusting. This is none of that. It's the same type of healing, but it's all natural. It stimulates your own stem cells. That's Maria's story. But David, also up in Dallas, he's a 60-year-old man, and in high school, he was a high school football player. He took a lot of hits to the knees, and he ran track. He hurdled, and so at 60 years old, his knees were just hurting him really bad. Again, he tries the X39 patch. Within less than 30 days, the healing takes over. The pain goes away. It's incredible. I take it because I work out a lot and I train a lot and I work a lot and I need caffeine. I started taking this X39 patch. I no longer need caffeine. It's amazing. I wake up in the bed 5 a.m. sharp as a tack, no fog brain. Do not get sleepy behind the wheel. I have no more. I used to have midday crashes. I'd just be so tired. That doesn't happen anymore, and it's because of the X39 patch. To learn more about this patch or to get a considerable discount, 30% discount, text the word Patriot to 330-606-2304. The number's at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so getting back to it. Let's talk about the roads. Okay, so if this road comes through, let's talk about at least 10 families. If the Pensick Road option happens, the blue one, at least 10 families, but possibly as many as 28 families get displaced.
Correct.
Tell us about that. Tell us about those families.
Well,
Pam, you're up.
yeah, I like that. Because, well, just to start, I will say I won't be taken. So it's going to be an eyesore for me, and I'll just have to check. I mean, the entrance to it is going to be 20 feet from my. So
all of a sudden, you have a massive highway. You lose all the value in your home. You can't sleep at nights. Your home is basically rendered worthless at that point, useless.
Yeah, but
you cannot sleep in that condition.
Oh no. But on top of it, though, for me personally, no, I don't want to leave. I love my house. I expect it to die here. But what breaks my heart more than anything are the families that are going to lose their homes. The families that have been there. I mean, my next door neighbor, they're not going to lose their home, but it's going to be right by their front door. They got 3 young kids. They're on 100+ year farm, So, and then Pam,
real quick, it would be better off just taking the home. Who wants a home that's up against a massive freeway with the semi trucks and the all that motoring happening? That's no life. I mean this country town is about to be turned upside down.
It is. It is.
So go ahead.
Well, we're on 5 acres. We have 2.5, and my daughter behind us have 2.5 grandkids.
Do you have a farm?
No.
Ranch house?
We did have. Well, it's a 2-story colonial, and it's been there for.
You got animals?
46. Well, we did. I've had anywhere from the not Shetland ponies, the Welsh ponies. I've had Welsh ponies. We've had cows. We've done all that, rabbits, all that good stuff. Now I'm too old. Got cats and dogs. Okay, I have that. And grandkids are involved in school and so forth. And yes, it's just nice to have the wide open space. Even our neighbors were all where we were at. You had to be on at least a 2.5 acre tract for your septic and your well, so you wouldn't contaminate one another. So it was nice. So yes, you could see your neighbor, you could talk, holler at your neighbor. You'd always make sure they were home. You just don't go next door and knock on the door and have a cup of sugar. You got to make sure they're home so you can get there. Everybody's got a fenced-in yard,
You should have like a little RV or something to get from home to home.
Or a golf cart or whatever.
I'm from the north, so we would have snowmobiles going back and forth.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just, and our homes were custom built. We probably spent 4 years. We built the garage first.
What year did you build it?
We came out there. We moved out there in Michael was born 82. We moved out there in 82. So we started building on it in 81. And then our daughter was born in 83. So we built the garage first and lived there for 2 years as we built the house. Probably took us about 4 years to build the house. When you build out there, because it was farmland, it was, rice, corn, whatever, I'm going to call it the gobbledygook gumbo. I mean, that dirt is hard. It's hard, but then yet when it gets water on it, it held water as well. So not that it was unstable. You needed, if you were going to pour a foundation, you had to do piers just so that it could move with it. And that's what took us so much time. We put a lot of extra time and money building it solid. Same thing with my daughter. She did the same thing. We built the piers. It's a well-built house. And then the subdivision that's going in the Austin Point cracker box. I mean, it's a little bit better than a cardboard box.
Right.
So it's substandard.
Right.
It's a substandard, but it looks great. It's got a lot of fluff to it. Looks great. But also, too, the Austin Point, the toll road, they kind of gave, I guess, the toll road some of their roads so they wouldn't have to put the expense into it. The toll road was going to do it for them. Mm-hmm. So they're married. Mm-hmm. So that's really hard to fight because they've got 300 homes going in at that point along with the toll road where I'm just 2 homes. But why do they want to come and swing over there when if you took the straight shot of the Fairchild Creek,
Is
You
it the
only
bottom
take
one?
the
Yeah.
the blue
Okay, so
and
here's
white
another
one.
option we're going into now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this bottom option.
That was approved in 2024 by the Fort Bend County Toll Road.
Yeah, they
Okay,
had
so
approved
this bottom
that.
option was approved in 2024.
Correct. And now they want to go back up to Pacific and wipe us out. And
Why is this road a better option? This bottom road.
because it's a straight shot, it's less expensive to build.
Less people.
And
that they
less
take.
people, you're right. They just get on it. They get on it, and it would help for escape routes or whatever, just to go straight through.
But no
And no
exit
exits.
ramps.
Yeah. So if we have to have a toll road, that's the path of least resistance. You know, I mean, they're going to build the walls up so we don't have to hear the noise and so forth. But it's to get from point A to point B,
Right.
and it hooks up to the Sienna Plantation toll road. So it basically it's just to get out of Houston, wherever they're going to go with that. I don't, you know. But
Okay, how many homes are displaced with this option?
4.
4 homes, but if, as I understand it,
But-
how
but-
many those people are? Okay.
Some of them are willing because that is along the creek, and some of it during Harvey. I mean, like a lot of them flooded, but who can survive 56 inches of rain? You're going to flood.
And it's
you know.
actually they say it's actually 7, not 4. They say it's 7.
Okay, sorry.
But one of the families have already moved.
One's moved, so we're down to 6.
Yeah.
And what is the other 6 families like? What's their position on this? And I know we can't speak for them, but
Because they have flooded, they're fine to be bought out.
At least
you know,
at
take
least
it.
a few of them that
Yeah.
have told us that.
Take it.
at least a few.
Yeah.
They're willing to
so,
take it.
So
I'm
really
not
what
willing
this
to take it.
conversation is coming down to is exits.
Correct.
This is all about building out the exit ramps so you can build the Buc-ee's gas station. You can build
yes.
the plazas with the Marshalls
Right.
and the
Exactly.
and all this the restaurants and everything of that sort. All those shopping malls.
Yeah.
But
That's what
just
this is
5 miles
about.
up the road, we already have
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So, and with the way the economy is, how long do you think
I
it
mean-
would take, Chris, to make that happen?
Yeah,
How long?
I don't know. I think you guys have a really strong argument.
Well,
I mean, I think you've
well,
really made this clear for everyone to
especially
understand.
when they've already approved one route.
Right.
Now I've got a mayor that says, "Oh no, let's do all this." And I mean, yes, he's a developer or part of I mean, he's got a good point too, and I can see they see dollar signs. But
That's
the
not a
thing
good
is,
point.
though, that also is going to help me in court because if you think I'm just going to roll over
Right.
and let them take my home that my husband, my father, and a very good friend built. My dad, I swear to God, my crown molded. There's just stuff in there, sentimental. They go, "Oh, Pam, it's just a house." Yes, that's right. Yeah, maybe in a subdivision it would just be a house.
These are homes.
These are
Yeah, it's
homes.
very emotional
big,
to you.
Big, yes.
These are homes.
And my daughter's house is the same way.
Yeah,
it was
I
done
mean,
the same
we're going to
way.
go ahead and destroy these beautiful custom-built homes so we can feed another, housing development with these.
Yes,
know,
substandard
sheetrock
homes.
type-
Yeah,
yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
talking about
and
cracker.
And side note, the mayor and 4 of the or aldermen, they live very near Fairchild's Creek. A couple of them, it's at their backyard.
What is their backyard?
Fairchild's Creek.
Okay, and how is
So
that
they don't
relevant?
want that. They don't want that because
They don't want the creek route because if they put that freeway on the creek route, for some of them, it's going to be
This is the creek route, the bottom one.
Correct.
Yes.
It's going to be, that's what
That
they're going to
one.
look at. They're going to have to be looking at that. But instead, they want me to walk out my door and look at it
How
and
many
take
people?
off our house.
Okay, so then of the 6 or 7, so it's not just 6 or 7 people; it's more than that would be affected on this because.
Well, they're not affected as in, they'd be like, not even like me because they won't be walking out to it. They'd just be walking out and seeing it. So it's not going to take their homes. It's just going to be a lot closer to their
it's
homes.
just going to be a little bit eyesore.
I mean, I would be concerned about that too. I mean,
So-
if I was the mayor,
Yeah.
that would be my argument. Like, honesty is always the best policy, and I'd
Yeah,
be like,
but-
Yeah.
I don't want it either because I don't want to look at it.
But at the same time, don't volunteer to represent a community and just go with what you want to do.
Well, I know.
That's what it is. If you don't want to represent the people that you're supposed to represent, then don't become a mayor. You
What I'm
know?
saying is that I think what should happen is that the mayor should be on. If the business dealings, that is out of the argument,
Yeah.
not acceptable.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's coming up against his home, he should just be honest about it, and a public discussion happens where he somehow has the ability to speak for himself, but at the same time represents the community. That has to happen. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's.
Well, to be fair, we kind of asked that. I mean, we said, let us have a vote. He is a Fairchild resident. He's allowed to vote in
He's
that
not
vote
going to
too.
let the vote because he's going to lose the vote.
So, yeah. And Pam and I said the same thing. Neither one of us want to leave. Neither one of us want to leave. But if we had a fair public vote, and we lose that vote, and our community says we want it on Sensic, we will accept it and we'll go. But
I don't know about that.
So
I don't want to have to leave.
No,
I don't,
yeah.
you know, it's really bad. I understand, like, the idea to put individual rights up for a vote, right?
Sure,
we all know
sure,
that
yeah.
argument. The commies do it all the time. They always win the vote.
Right.
And we always get hurt.
Yeah.
Again, what about the top option that goes through George Ranch?
Tell 'em
well,
that.
based off of what
This top option right
It's
here.
too
It goes through-
expensive.
yeah, in
And we
August
just-
last year, Fort Bend County Toll Road voted to not consider that route.
Just
as
this
a
Okay,
one.
real
word.
quick.
Just-
yeah.
How much
just
is
last
how much
month.
is this one?
They say it's going to be 171 million.
And how much are the other two?
That-
What are they
that's-
saying today, or what did they say a year
What were
ago?
they saying
I think they're
originally?
lying about that.
Originally, they said the Sensic route
170 million for this. this white
171
one.
for Big Creek, the one that we
171.
wanted.
Big Creek, this one
They
here.
said in 2024 the Sensic route was 149 million.
The blue line is 149 million. So
Let's say 150. Just
Yeah.
round it
150.
up.
So we're at $22
And
million
then-
difference.
And then the Creek route they said in 2024 is 115 million.
So that's 40 million
I
less.
mean, okay, so why then is 149 million acceptable, but 170 million not acceptable?
Well, today
They've changed the numbers.
now
okay.
dramatically somehow Sensic route dropped to 127 million.
Yeah. The funny
and,
business.
And
Yeah.
the Fairchild Creek route jumped up to 123 million.
Okay, I don't like that at all. That stuff is so dishonest.
It is.
And we
It
have
is.
That is
all
so
in writing.
wrong.
The longer we look, the more we find, the more
Let's-
skeptical you become, and it's not
Okay,
fair.
political interest happened because $21 million. Let's go back to the original numbers. It was
Okay.
151 to 179, right?
115 for the Creek
115 for the bottom
and
line.
149 for Sensic.
For Sensic, 149 and 171 for the one up in George Ranch.
The 171 just came up now because we proposed that back in May.
Okay, so we're going to say
May.
149 versus 171, a $22 million difference, right? That's 22
Correct.
million?
Give or take. I'm not that great at
Okay,
math.
well, I mean, if we can get some honest numbers, I mean, to me, it seems like 22 million so that you don't displace a community. Is that an impossible number to come up with?
No.
I mean, look at the money they're burning in Harris County. Hundreds of millions be going missing and no one knows where the money's gone. What about Fort Bend? I'd like to know that. But it just seems like, I don't know, you know?
Well, and on top of it,
It seems like 22 million to not displace a community. It just seems, it seems like it's not. I don't want to speak, but it
well,
seems
but
like it's
at the
not that
same time,
out of
though,
whack.
the other question is, who's to say that 171 million is correct when a year ago, in August, so exactly a year ago, Sensic Road was 149, but now it's only 127.
Yeah, right.
So in a year, is that 171 gonna now be 149?
Well, they also say that, well, that's just construction,
Oh, yeah,
but
that's
they're not
just
even
construction.
counting the lawsuits because we're talking about a lawsuit here. Yes, you're talking about eminent domain, but you're also talking about a toll road. Now, TxDOT, that's different. That's federal money. That's highways put in by your state. That's kind of hard to fight.
We
The
actually
toll
have more
road,
rights with
yeah,
federal
especially
money,
when
though.
they already had a route picked, and now they've gone
Right.
back, and now they're
They
going.
stepped in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. That just helps me and my
Now to be
my lawyer.
fair, I do want to try to be fair. You might disagree with me being fair, but to be fair, last night at the vote for Fort Bend County Toll Road Board, they went to go vote for the resolution of Fairchild, which would be to change it from Creek to Sensic, and they tabled it. They tabled it until their next meeting in November 17th.
Real quick, who did this? Fairchild's?
No, this was
No.
Fort Bend County Toll Road.
Tabled the vote on which route to use.
Correct.
Till November.
Till November 17th. And their reasoning is to allow the residents of Fairchilds to vote. That was, so I'm being totally
That's a
fair.
big deal.
And that to me,
But
that's
now-
saying, why didn't you let them vote to begin with?
Right.
That's so.
So you guys are problems. You're
Yes,
too
we are.
loud to
Yeah.
you're too loud for their comfort.
Well,
Pretty sure I'm hated.
But it's a reasonable request. It's a reasonable.
I'm just
Now,
teasing.
I'm going to put another twist on that. With the Village of Fairchild, the Village of Fairchild's mayor, Lance Bertolino, and his other aldermans that always back him up. Let's just call them the Three Musketeers, okay?
Sure.
They want the Pacific route because it brings more
Development.
money, but development, and that's what they're going on. They're playing on people's. They're charmers. They sell it. They
He's
make
a
people.
great salesman.
Yeah.
He is
oh
a great
yes,
salesman.
he's a great
Who?
charmer.
Our mayor.
Lance. Yeah.
He's great.
Okay, and who are the three amigos behind him?
That would
Chris Stallings.
Chris Stallings, Matthew Chastain,
Matthew Chastain.
and then Donald Arrington.
Donald Arrington. So all
I,
it
in my
takes
opinion,
is
that argument has no legitimacy that we wanted so that we can have the exit lanes built
commercial,
out
yeah.
for the commercial development.
Yeah, because really all the toll road really needs is to hook up to the Sienna plant. That's all they need to do is just
Yeah.
to make sure it continues. So yes, the Fairchild's Creek route is the least resistant. It is the cheapest. It'll help the county, but I don't know who is the
Director
the director.
David Gornett. He's
Gornett.
the director of the Fort Bend County Toll Road.
His argument was, he's on the toll road. His argument was that if they do the Pacific route and have the feeders, that also because at one time that was supposed to be,
Well,
what was the verbiage they used?
He said that the county said it's part of the Sensic's part of their thoroughfare plan, so they'll kick in and help them pay some of the difference between the price of the creek route and the Sensic route. Now
Who said that?
David Gornett said that to the board last night, and David Gornett's the director of Fort Bend
So why
County.
does he want Sensic to happen?
Well, we don't know.
It's a good
Why
question.
can't he kick in money to the other routes?
I don't know. I know that when David Gornett came to my house in May to do a meeting for our neighbors to let us know what was going on since our village wasn't, we asked him, is Fort Bend County Toll Road going to listen to the residents of Fairchilds, or are they going to listen to a mayor and 5 aldermen? He goes, oh, we'll listen to the residents. Well, I know he's been hearing the residents because I sent him everything. He hates me. I know he has to. I bombard him with emails constantly, and he made the point last night. I've been watching this online. He's seen the videos of our councilmen telling us, no, you can't have a vote. So he knows him recommending the Sensic route, he's actually doing exactly the opposite of what he told us he would do back in May. He's not listening to the people. He's listening to
So here again,
the
now
mayor.
we're hurt. We're just crushed, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
He's not listening to you anymore.
No, well, he's
No.
pushing Sensic now.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God for the vice chairman, Chip Thiel, that he said, wait, hold on. Why are the residents not being able to
And
vote
Chip
for
Thiel's
this?
the guy that wants a vote, right?
Yeah,
He's the one guy
he's-
standing up for a vote. Chip Thiel.
yes.
Yeah, he said we should table this, give them time to do a vote, and they told him we'll give them 60 days. It's a little off on 60 days till November 17th, which is their November board meeting. We'll give them the 60 days, and on November 17th, the Fort Bend County Toll Road's going to vote, and he had to agree with them that yes, we'll vote on the 17th of November, and it will be our final vote.
I just like to say something. These people were notified in May in the most, it was almost as if they weren't notified, but by
an accident.
just by coincidence
Yeah.
or whatever, just by happenstance, they got notified of this in May. They got notified that their community is going to be turned upside down in May, and by and the government's coming so hard and heavy. Hey, we're going to overturn your life plans, your life, everything about you, the house that you've lived in forever. We're going to turn it over, and you got 5 months. You got 6 months. And if you don't meet our deadlines, too bad. I can't stand this arrogance.
Tell me about it.
November. Why not January?
Well, because
they've been pushed back. They've been pushed back by our village council because this was all in the works back in 2024 when they already voted on it, and at least I didn't, and I know Pam didn't know about it in 2024.
Well, it didn't affect us because
So
it was on
nobody
the
told-
Fairchild.
yeah.
It had Pacific wasn't even a.
Now they'll say, "Well, it's on our agenda." Like, do you have time to go to every single government entity
Right.
where you live and look at their agenda?
They're
is
not
anything
very
going to affect
transparent
me?
at all. We had to go digging. They're not transparent.
It's like
Okay.
okay,
Who's your county commissioner?
Prestige.
Grady Prestige.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's he say about this?
Well, he's not responded to any of my emails. He did not respond to ABC 13. He didn't respond to Houston Public News. He did tell Fort Bend Herald, I'm not speaking on this.
So Grady Prestige is not taking a position on this matter. Or we could say he's taking a position,
He's not publicly taking a position.
Not publicly taking a position.
However, he is the one behind it. We've been told that by several people.
What does that mean, he's the one behind it?
He's pushing it. He is the one pushing it.
He's pushing what, Sensic Road or what?
He's just pushing the toll road through Fairchild. I can't say which road he's pushing.
What jurisdiction does he have to influence this? Because it's got to come through his precinct.
Correct.
So he's saying, let's tear this town up.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's,
It's all about the money.
yeah,
He's pushing.
It's all about,
So you have Grady Prestige, who, this is just so, it's so
wrong.
so suspicious.
Yes.
He wants to push this through this farm town where development's going to happen, hand over fist, and he will not take a position on it publicly. I don't know. That is incredibly fishy.
Well, he won't even speak to us. We've tried calling his office. We've emailed him. He will not respond. He will not take meetings with us. He will not speak to us, period.
That is so wrong. That is so wrong.
Every other
I hope the
commissioner
people of
has
his
responded.
precinct hear this story.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, we have some people in public office that should never be near a public office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Grady Prestige is not taking an issue on it. What does the Fort Bend County Commissioners Court have any say in this matter?
I've been told they are going to be the final say. That Fort Bend County Toll Road makes they choose a route and then they recommend it to the Commissioners Court and then Commissioners Court vote on it. That's what I've been told. And I've been confirmed by a commission. I've spoken to a commissioner, not ours, but I've spoken to a commissioner and he confirmed that that's how it's going to be.
The final say will be the county commissioner?
The court.
What if the
correct.
court says it wants this route right here?
Well, that's been taken off. That got
Yeah.
voted.
Oh, okay. So
That
this
finally
option's
did.
no longer.
That's what
so
we
of
proposed.
these two
yeah.
options, the commissioner's court's going to decide between these two, and Grady Prestige is not taking a public position on it, but maybe there's a good chance he wants Pensick because there's a lot more development that happens
Correct.
with it.
Possibly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Turning
And that's-
over people's lives for the buck, for the dollar.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
Arrogance and
it just
greed.
drives me nuts. Okay, so commissioner's court has the final say on this, correct? Okay. Are any of the other commissioners saying anything about it?
They've all responded to me, but it was, for the most part, was we can't really speak on this because this is not my precinct. And one of them said that directly. It's not my
If they're
precinct.
making a decision on the fate of your livelihood, they can't make a public comment on it?
I guess not until it's actually in commissioner's
what an
court.
easy out that is.
Oh, yeah.
What an easy, hey, I don't want to make a, moral stand for the people of my county because it's not my precinct. Have a nice day.
Exactly.
Spineless.
Well, she went to commissioner's court.
We went, when you go to Commissioner's Court, just like any other Fort Bend, you look at their agenda. And if you're on the agenda, then you go and you try to sign up. Because at the very first of every board meeting, I guess even if you're not on the agenda,
Yeah,
if you
you're
weren't
allowed
on
to
the
speak.
agenda, you could still speak for 1 minute.
Okay,
If you're on the agenda,
you went to the county commissioner's court, Fort Bend
Correct.
County Commissioner's Court. I think it's on Jackson Street.
yes, it's at the old beautiful old courthouse.
The old beautiful
Gorgeous,
courthouse.
yes.
They went there. Okay, what happened?
We weren't on the agenda, and so we
That
knew
doesn't matter. That has nothing
that's
to do with
true. We
anything.
wanted
You
to-
have
we
you have a
wanted to-
First Amendment right to make yourself be heard by your
True.
public officials.
And that's what the law states. That's what Texas law
They
states.
tried doing that to me when I showed
Texas
up.
law-
It lasted for about a minute, and then I wanted to say what I had to say. But go ahead.
Well, I guess we just weren't as aggressive enough. But I will say that the young ladies were trying to help us. We're flipping through just to see if we could get on. The person I was with is a
Wait. So you come to Commissioner's Court, and they actually asked you what you're going to talk about?
Correct. Well, I think they knew who we were. We've made enough
What
noise.
business is that
We
of
had-
theirs?
Well, I don't know. It's
Let me see
like
your
I-
papers.
And maybe we look like troublemakers, Chris.
No.
I don't know. They just wanted a nice
So you're
day.
coming.
Yeah.
You have to check. Did they want your name
Oh yes.
and address?
Oh yes.
You have a commissioner's court, and they're checking your name and address before you come in, so they know who you
Well,
are.
and what are you speaking on? What are you?
What business is that of
the
theirs?
The Fort Bend County Toll Road.
Speak on what I want to speak on. I
and
want to
they're
voice my
like,
opinion.
well, that's not on the agenda. The young ladies that were flipping through the.
How convenient! It's not on the agenda.
Yeah, and the person I was with, and I'm not going to drop her name but she was very much more aggressive and was stating the law, looking it up, and they're going, well, that's true, that's the law, but we don't honor it. it was some word they used that wasn't going to stand up. I just don't know if they just
I will tell
were
you.
trying to keep from having a big knockdown drag out, because you know how Commissioner's Court is. Lots of
No,
drama
you
goes
get 3
on
minutes,
there.
you go up, you say your piece, and they listen.
Well, if you're not on the agenda, you get 1 minute. If you're on the agenda,
According to
you
their
get 3
website.
minutes.
Oh man, this is
That's not
ridiculous.
a-
Well, but in this
1
case,
minute.
but in this case, they said if
We
you're not
didn't-
on the agenda, you get no time.
You get
Okay,
no
so there was a
time.
guy named Jerry Monroe. He's passed, and he was a freedom activist, hardcore guy. And I saw him go up in that court, and they tried to shut him down. And he reminded them of lawsuits he had against other courts that tried to do that.
Well, he was just a little bit
He was
smarter
pretty-
and more aggressive than I was.
He was pretty
well,
hardcore.
we just, but we
yeah.
were told by these beautiful young ladies that are smart, and let's just say they were very sympathetic and understood that to be sure that the Commissioner's Court, their agenda comes out on Friday, and then they meet on Tuesday. So be sure and look at that agenda. If you're on that agenda, please come back.
So
and
No, it does not work that way. You have a First Amendment right. They cannot decide on the subject. What is this? The Soviet Union?
Probably so, yeah.
The committee gets to decide what you can and can't
I don't
talk
know.
about. No, it does not
I
work
don't
that
know.
way.
Chris, seems like ever since COVID, whatever's ups, down, whatever, sideways,
tried.
crossways, it's just a big hot mess.
And then they also tell you though that they knew exactly who you were.
oh yeah, they knew. It's like, I don't know. That's what I was telling the person I was with. Are we glowing? I mean, do they know? Do I have a sign on my back? I don't know. It's just, but you know,
That
there is a
absolutely
lot
wrong.
of drama going on in Commissioner's Court, and you know that every day. That's
Because our county's being run in a lawless way.
Sure,
KP George at the helm.
yeah,
He's,
and
you
that's
know,
who was shaking hands with Lance Bernalino when they cut the ribbon for Austin Point.
Yep.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Well, I was told by a commissioner, we spoke off the record, I guess what you would say, that the Commissioner Court talks about this whole toll road and specifically our area on a regular basis, but they do it all behind closed doors. Was that an executive session?
Okay,
Yeah.
someone said this to you, that
Yes.
and this person is somebody that is
He's a commissioner,
a commissioner told you off the record
correct?
that they do discuss this matter, but they do it behind closed doors.
Correct.
Executive session.
There you go. There's your county commissioners.
Yep.
No transparency, representing you, but deciding on matters that affect you without your input, not allowing you to speak on the matter, and then when they deliberate the matter, they do it behind closed doors. This is lawlessness, complete lawlessness. This is not what our country was set up for.
True. Agree.
Well, I'd like to put a toll road down their road. See how much of a
we'll
fight
see.
they put
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So, but that's, and I know we're fighting a big fight. I'm not going to stop fighting. It takes a lot to shut me up. It really does. I am tired, but I'm going to get my second win here any moment. And
I'm tired after this interview, man. I'm exhausted.
but let's say that we don't get our way or whatever, and things go bad for us. Our next point of it is to try to help the next person. Like
It has to happen.
that Highway 36A about to cut through Needville. It's going to take out 100-year-old farms. So we're hoping that if anything, that they've seen how we started fighting. At least they're catching it early. So
Well, they'll have a spot on this show. I'll tell you that right now.
All right. Well, I'll try to find the guy who has the actual
Mr.
stuff.
Browning? Is that Mr. Browning?
I think
that
so.
Has the big
Okay,
farm?
guys,
Yeah.
let's sum up here.
Okay.
So, to sum up, now the Fort Bend County Toll Road Authority is saying we will wait till a vote happens. You have until November to get the vote, but the vote may not happen because the mayor has the opportunity to nix the vote. Correct.
Correct.
Okay, so everything is resting on Mayor Lance Bertolini.
Bertolino.
Is there any other scheduled meeting or hearing or event in the village of Fairchild's?
Fairchild's next council meeting is next Thursday, I believe, or is it this Thursday? I think actually.
You know
I
what they
think
should
This
do?
Thursday. It's
What
this
they should do?
Thursday.
They should just not put it on the agenda. And
It's
then
not.
And then
on the
nobody can
agenda.
talk about it, right?
It's
Run
not
things like the
on
county
the
commissioner's
agenda.
court.
Yeah.
This is actually, they took the Fort Bend County Toll Road off the agenda, and it is tomorrow. It is this Thursday, but they at least so far, have not stopped us from speaking on something that wasn't on the agenda. And I dare them to try to stop me from speaking on Thursday.
You know what? The next time that the county, that they say you can't speak, go get an officer. Because the officers have they've sworn to defend the U.S. Constitution, and the officer will stand up for your rights and tell those county officials that you have the right. You have the right to speak.
They had the officers up there. I thought they were going to take us away because we were, the person I was with was a little bit smarter and more challenging, and but this is the law, so why are you not? And so they had an officer come up, like what?
To escort
70-year-old women were going to cause a big scene.
Wait. The officer came up and did what?
Well,
he came up to tell that
he stood behind us. He stood behind us like we were
like a
doing
bar
something
bouncer.
Yes,
like a bar bouncer about to put you on the back of the collar and haul you out.
Absolutely.
Intimidate. So then they use officers to intimidate citizens. This is a great county, Fort Bend, under the current leadership. Don't let you talk at commissioner courts. Don't notify you that they're going to raise your house. Keep it off the agenda at the local level that they're going to raise your house. Deliberate behind closed doors. Won't speak publicly on it. Not even Grady Prestige will speak publicly on it. And then when you want to go speak on it, they have an officer come up behind you and intimidate you. Fort Bend County, Texas. It's not right, man.
Nope, not right at all.
Not at all.
Okay, guys. Anything else?
I'd like to say one thing. If and hopefully Fairchild residents are listening, if our council and mayor refuses to allow us to have a vote, which is a very good possibility, I am more than happy to host a vote at my house. I already have a friend that says that she knows an officer that would actually come out there to make sure that everything goes correctly. We'll have a lawyer out there and to make sure that everything's done fair, to do a vote so we as citizens can just say, here you go, Fort Bend County Toll Road. Now, and then it will be in their lap to choose. But if our council doesn't let us do it, we'll find a way to do it.
Yeah, this is partly on the citizens because clearly your county government is doing business behind closed doors at the expense of your own rights. And they're doing it because nobody's watching. So if we could please throw a stake in the ground and make this the point in time where we make sure they know that we know about their funny business, that we know they're being very suspicious, and start making our voices heard. That's my opinion.
Well, I will say, Jenny, even if, let's just say if the citizens, we get out and they say, nope, we don't want the Fairchild's Creek because we're worried about flooding, whatever. They're going to flood anyway because they're on the creek. But let's just say they take the Pacific route and it's not good news for me. I still have a right to get my own lawyer of eminent domain because they've already picked a route. And now they've gone back on their word, so that just helps my suit against it. So all that money that they say it's going to cost to build that toll road, they need to add some more money to that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Will the state fund your lawyer?
No, this isn't, because it's not a state highway, it's a toll road.
Okay, so you have to fund it yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if it's an eminent domain, lawyers.
I said, but if it's there's some good eminent domain lawyers.
Okay, you're confident.
Yeah,
Okay,
very much so. Especially when they've decided a route and then gone back on their word.
Good for you.
And then they want to go there. Yes.
Yeah.
What's the Fort Bend County attorney? What's her position on this?
To my understanding, based off of what the commissioner told me, she's the reason why it's not on the agenda, and they talk about it behind closed doors.
Bridget Smith Lawson is the Fort Bend County attorney, and you're saying that you were told off the record by a county commissioner that she's the reason that this is not on the agenda and that they talk about this behind closed doors.
Yeah, that she pushes it that way. He doesn't know why.
One more group in the fraternity of Fort Bend County officials, public officials, self-serving public officials. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we've used up all the time here. I appreciate your time, and I wish you all the best luck.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for helping us at least try to get the word out.
Right.
Hey, guys, on Saturday, we have another hot topic. We're going to bring you Cypress ISD, and it's going down in Cypress ISD. It's a clash of ideologies, and tune in on Saturday, 10 a.m. We're going to tell you about that. All right, have a great week. Appreciate